The ice fruit has always been one of the most iconic elemental fruits in Blox Fruits, known for its defensive utility, freezing abilities, and reliable crowd control. But as the game evolved, especially after massive reworks like Light, Doe, Portal, Phoenix, Dragon, and even Venom, the ice fruit was left behind. Its animations, power scaling, combos, and mobility now feel outdated compared to the modern arsenal of abilities in the game. Over the last updates, however, players started to notice strange clues appearing around the world. These clues suggest that a major rework of the ice fruit might be coming soon, one that could completely change how the fruit works. And unlike past reworks, which happened suddenly, this one seems to be unfolding through a series of hints hidden across locations, NPCs, and environmental changes. This text will dive into the full theory behind the ice fruit rework and explain why the evidence strongly supports that the fruit is undergoing a mutation, possibly engineered or at least triggered by the mysterious Doctor NPC. Let's explore everything in detail. 1. First evidence: the Doctor and his experiments. The first and strongest evidence comes from the Doctor, the NPC known for experimenting with strange substances and unnatural enhancements. In his lab, players can see multiple strange vials, each glowing with different colors and containing mysterious materials. But the one that caught everyone's attention is right arrow, a blue-colored vial shining with icy, crystal-like particles. This vial stands out because it has a texture extremely similar to ice fragments. It emits a glow reminiscent of ice fruit abilities. It looks unstable, constantly shifting between liquid and crystalline form. Players familiar with Blox Fruits' developer style know that the devs rarely add detailed objects that mean nothing. Before the Portal and Phoenix reworks, small objects appeared in specific areas referencing those fruits. The same thing happened with the Doe storyline before its awakening. The Doctor has always been tied to fruits, evolution, and modifications. If he is experimenting with a blue cryogenic substance, then the ice fruit is very likely undergoing right arrow, a lab-induced mutation. Why would the Doctor mutate the ice fruit? There are 3 possible explanations. 1.1 Ice is outdated and needs a lore-based upgrade. Ice is one of the oldest fruits in the game. Its mechanics no longer fit the standards of the modern meta. Instead of upgrading it arbitrarily, the devs may choose to do a more narrative-driven rework, using the Doctor and his experiments to justify the change. 1.2 The Doctor is trying to artificially enhance elemental fruits. The Doctor has been involved in multiple enhancements before, including the development of artificial upgrades, the study of elemental stabilization, the creation of advanced awakening systems. The blue vial could be a prototype substance meant to enhance ice into a more aggressive, unstable, mutated version of itself. 1.3 The Doctor's experiments are linked to environmental changes. The mysterious cryogenic substance in his lab directly connects to the second evidence. 2. Second evidence: the ice island is melting. This is the most obvious environmental clue. Over recent updates, players noticed melting ice blocks, reduced snow layers, new cracks forming in the frozen ground, water showing through previously solid ice, shifted textures around ice structures. These were not present in the original versions of the game. Such subtle but deliberate map changes are used by the developers to hint at future updates. It's a storytelling technique. When the ice island begins to melt, the message is clear. Right arrow, the ice fruit is unstable. Something is changing. And instability is exactly what you'd expect if the element itself is mutating. The energy flowing through the island is shifting. The Doctor's experiments are affecting the environment. A major rework is being prepared. Before the Phoenix rework, its associated NPC gained new animations and small visual effects. Before the Portal rework, random spatial distortions started appearing around related areas. Now, before the Ice rework, right arrow, the island connected to the ice fruit is physically changing. This is direct environmental storytelling. 3. Third evidence: the natal/holiday connection. This is one of the most overlooked hints, but it's extremely important. Every year, during the Christmas/winter event, the game introduces snowy areas, ice-themed weapons, winter bosses, frozen cosmetics, new cold-related effects. And guess which fruit is always indirectly tied to that theme? Right arrow, the ice fruit. Now combine that with the island melting, the Doctor's blue ice vial, seasonal updates coming soon, the pattern of big reworks happening during major events, and the picture becomes clear. Right Arrow the Ice Fruit rework is almost certainly planned for the next winter/Christmas update. It fits the timing, it fits the theme, it fits the dev's update pattern, and above all, it fits the environmental hints already unfolding. 4. Why a rework is 100% necessary. Even without the clues, the ice fruit desperately needs a rework. Current issues: 4.1 gameplay problems, predictable moves, low mobility, weak range compared to new fruits, no high damage combos, old animations, slow freezing mechanics, low PvP viability in modern meta. 4.2 design problems, visual effects are outdated, almost no particle complexity, minimal dynamic movement, no transformation mode or alternate form. The devs are modernizing all older fruits. Ice is one of the last untouched relics of the early game. A rework is not just likely, it's inevitable. 5. The mutation theory, the strongest explanation. All the evidence points toward one idea. Right Arrow the Ice Fruit is mutating, not just being updated, not just being polished, but undergoing a fundamental transformation. The mutation theory is supported by the blue cryogenic substance in the Doctor's lab, environmental instability, the melting island, seasonal timing, the pattern of reworks being lore-connected, past fruit evolutions involving mutations, venom, phoenix, dough. The idea is that the ice fruit may gain crystalline powers, colder, sharper abilities, hybrid frost crystal energy, a new form similar to Awakening 2.0, unique freeze mechanics, amplified crowd control. This would upgrade ice from a simple freezing fruit to a multi-layered elemental powerhouse. 6. Possible new moves in the ice rework. Based on patterns from past reworks, the new ice kit could include Snowflake Frost Nova, Area Freeze Burst, a massive explosion of cold air that freezes enemies within a wide radius. Snowflake Crystal Barrage, shattered ice projectiles, shoots multiple sharp snow crystal shards with tracking. Snowflake Glacial Dash, fast movement ability, an evasive rush, leaving behind a trail of ice spikes. Snowflake Cryo Prison, advanced freeze, encases enemies in a thick crystal chamber instead of simple ice. Snowflake Absolute Zero, ultimate skill, a full area freeze with damage over time, visual storms, and reduced mobility for enemies. These moves follow the structure of multi-hit reworks, dynamic particle-heavy effects, environmental transformations, modernized, fluid animation styles, and the devs love ultimates that visually take over the battlefield. 7. Why the rework fits the game's lore. The rework makes sense in Blox Fruits lore because elements are unstable. The Doctor experiments with powers. The world changes around strong energies. Mutation is a recurring plot theme. Fruits evolve over time. When you combine all these factors, ice being reworked through mutation becomes the strongest narrative direction.